Hi and welcome back. Today's episode is an introduction to time series with Python and Pandas. We'll discuss how to work with dates and how to format variables to a datetime format. We will learn how to plot time series. We will learn how to transform data frames into a time series object. How important is to work with Pandas in time series? Let's talk about this and more now. First of all, we will load our libraries. In this case, the more important ones are Pandas and Matplotlib. We'll see. Of course, we're going to use sometimes some other libraries. And in this case, it's important for you to learn how to work with dates. There are more libraries where you can use the variable date or formatting using date. In this case, I'll show you the library datetime and how to use the function datetime to create a new variable or a new value. In this case, you can see we have datetime, year, the month, the day. Of course, as you can see, we have some zeros that's for hour in minutes. In this case, I will just run this part, and you can see we have already a variable or a value in date formatting. However, as you can see here, we will use Pandas for working with date. Why? Because Pandas allow us to work with different formats in dates. Certain examples, as you can see here, is here we have day, month, year. And the next one, we don't have any difference about or our separator to know which one is the year or the month. However, Pandas can really detect it. And the other one, you can see here, we have July 6, the other format or the other method to input, to insert a value is calling 4th of July 2015. And of course, formatting an object from datetime. And as you can see, Pandas have a successful return. You can see here, you can notice that we have year, month, date. For all of each of these results, they have the same output: year, month, and day. What else can we do with this method using Pandas? Well, we can create certain range. Let's say I want to add a new column to my data frame using a variable date. We don't have it, and I want to create it. And I know the starting date here and the ending date. Well, we will call Pandas using the function dateRange, and as I noticed, there's the information we talked before is 10 for the day, month, and year. And Pandas send the desired result or the expected result. And important, you say here datetime index. We can use it too as an index. Moreover, we can use Pandas to start in a desired date and add periods. I don't know where it's gonna end, but I can add the periods in this case because we're working with day. Pandas understands that we have to add 8 days more. And I run this back. We have here. Super important, if you noticed, this is frequency. You can see here frequency. Pandas understand that we're working with a date and day by day. And here the other one, none, because there was not a sequence. In this case, Pandas understand that we have a frequency day by day. Now let's talk about importing data. I have a CSV file where maybe Pandas is not gonna understand if it's a variable with date formatting or not. Well, that's why I introduce you parse date. With this option, Pandas will import the data and it's gonna look for my column date and it's gonna format it to a date format. Without this, Pandas will work with this column as a string, as a text. I execute it and the desired result or that we retrieve the information and birth, my values, and my date column or feature. We have two columns. However, in a time series object, we have values and indices using dates. How to work with columns. Well, I just show you one of them. How to know if Pandas has retrieved information as date. Well, you use data info to call back Pandas in my data frame to understand if Pandas succeed retrieving my variable date as in a datetime format. And here you can see it. That's our first option. We have other ways to capture the information as date format. In this case, what if Pandas didn't succeed in this case? Well, or maybe I'm adding information. I'm just concatenating information. Well, we can use the function to datetime. You can see here I'm using Pandas to add a variable, a feature from my data frame as datetime or as a date to the same column, date, data, date. And I'm not gonna run this because I already did it before, so you can try. And the data shape, well, we have 5 observations with 2 columns. And super important is to understand how my data looks like. In this case, we plot using Matplotlib. And as you can see here, I called data birth only, PLT for Matplotlib. Run this back. And there's something I want to show you. Even if I call in this new x-axis as day, not necessary is day. Why not necessary as day? Because these are the indices in my data frame. It's a start in the index 0, it ends in the index 364.